Can you legally use ChatGPT in your classroom right now? It is literally the biggest question on the minds of educators, parents, and school heads everywhere. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive milestone in Philippine education, the Department of Education's very first official nationwide AI policy. We're talking about DepEd Order number 003, series of 2026. If you've been wondering how this whole digital transformation is actually going to affect real teachers and real classrooms, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive in.
So, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll be covering the new policy, the specifically allowed AI tools, the strictly prohibited AI uses, navigating academic integrity, ensuring data privacy, and finally, what all this means for the future of education.
All right, part one, the new DepEd AI policy and the push for human-centered learning. Let's set the record straight right off the bat. You know, the internet is just completely full of wild social media rumors right now. You've got some people claiming AI is totally banned in schools, and then others panicking that AI robots are literally coming to take your jobs. But DepEd's official stance, which is exclusively guided by DepEd Order number 003 series of 2026, clears this up completely. AI is a support tool, period. It is absolutely not here to replace teachers. DepEd is promoting ethical AI use where your human judgment remains the absolute most important factor in any classroom.
Moving on to part two, allowed AI tools for teachers. This is all about productivity and support.
Let's talk about how this directly impacts your day-to-day workload, because this is the good stuff. DepEd officially allows AI for a ton of practical tasks. We're talking drafting lesson plans, generating practice quizzes, whipping up administrative reports, and brainstorming your instructional materials. It's also an incredible resource for learning support, like using multilingual translation tools for your diverse learners. Let's be real here. Any help we can get to cut down those massive stacks of administrative paperwork is a huge win, right? The whole goal is to reduce your busy work so you can actually focus on your students.
So, let's put this into a practical classroom scenario. Suppose a teacher is totally pressed for time on a Thursday night and decides to use ChatGPT to draft a quick multiple-choice quiz for Friday morning. Is this officially allowed under the new 2026 guidelines?
Yes, it is allowed, but, and this is a big but, only if you follow a mandatory human-centered process. Step 1. The AI generates the draft. Awesome. Step 2, however, is completely non-negotiable. You have to verify the facts. AI systems can and do hallucinate, meaning they will sometimes confidently present completely made-up information as fact. So you must actively cross-reference that AI-generated quiz against your actual textbook and syllabus. And finally, step 3, you, the human teacher, approve it for the class. AI might reduce the physical typing, but it actually increases your responsibility as a fact-checker. You are the final gatekeeper.
All right, part 3, prohibited AI uses in schools. We really need to clearly define these ethical boundaries.
Let's look at a pretty high-stakes scenario. Imagine a school decides they want to modernize, so they plan to install AI-powered facial recognition systems at the front gates to just automatically track student attendance. Under the new DepEd policy, is a school allowed to do this?
The answer to that is a hard, definitive no. Access denied. DepEd strictly prohibits the use of AI facial recognition in basic education. This rule directly targets the very real risks of surveillance and some pretty severe child protection concerns. When we are dealing with minors, their privacy and safety are absolutely paramount. Collecting biometric data through facial recognition is a boundary that Philippine schools are officially not allowed to cross. No exceptions.
Let's roleplay this for a second so the contrast is super clear. Imagine you're looking for ways to support your class. You think, hey, I'll use AI to translate this reading worksheet for a student who is still learning the language. That is highly encouraged. It promotes accessibility and inclusion. But if you think, I'm going to use an AI camera to analyze my students' facial expressions to see who is actually paying attention, that is a hard stop. The policy explicitly prohibits emotion detection, facial recognition, and absolutely no social scoring systems that rank or categorize minors. We use AI tools to empower our students, not to surveil them.
Let's apply that same logic to grading, because this is huge. Having an AI generate some practice test questions for you? Perfectly fine. Allowed. But having an AI independently grade those students or make final decisions about their learner outcomes? Strictly prohibited. An AI system simply cannot evaluate a learner's personal context, their effort, or the nuance of their answers. That final grade, that judgment call, must always come from you, the human educator.
Moving right along to part 4, AI and student academic integrity.
This is where we have to navigate some tricky gray areas.
Now we are hitting on what is probably the biggest headache for teachers and parents right now. What happens when students use AI for their homework? Let's say a student prompts an AI to write an entire essay, copies the whole thing, and hands it in as their own original work. Is that allowed under the new rules?
The crucial thing to understand here is the hard line between getting assistance and committing academic dishonesty. Under the policy, it's totally okay for students to use AI to brainstorm paper topics or to ask an AI to explain a really difficult math concept, essentially using it like a digital study tutor. However, submitting purely AI-generated outputs and claiming it's their original academic work, that is prohibited. It's plagiarism, plain and simple. We have to teach students that AI is a helpful tutor, but it is not a replacement for their own hard work and critical thinking.
Part 5. Data privacy and learner protection. Safeguarding student info is non-negotiable.
Okay, listen up, because this is an incredibly important practical rule for every single educator watching this. When you are using public AI tools like ChatGPT or Claude to help with your lesson prep, you must never, ever upload sensitive student data. Do not type in learner names or identities. Do not upload student grades, report cards, sensitive SPED files, disciplinary records, or any confidential school documents. Public AI systems train their models on the data you feed them, which means your students' private, sensitive information could literally end up exposed on public external servers.
DepEd makes this crystal clear in the 2026 order. Any and all AI systems used in schools must fully comply with the Philippine Data Privacy Act. Unauthorized data collection of minors without explicit parental consent is strictly prohibited. As teachers and school admins, you are effectively the frontline defenders of child protection and cybersecurity in this new digital era. It's a big responsibility, but a necessary one. And finally, Part 6, the human-centered classroom future. Let's talk about how we adapt all of this responsibly.
We really have to take a balanced view of this technology. It isn't a magic wand that solves everything, but it's also not some dystopian monster. The benefits are amazing. Massive workload reduction for teachers, highly personalized learning options, and unprecedented multilingual accessibility. But we can't ignore the risks. AI can spread misinformation through hallucinations, students can definitely develop overdependence or use it to cheat, and privacy violations are a constant threat. Understanding this balance, the good and the bad, is the very definition of modern digital citizenship.
Look, AI is simply the next evolutionary step in our educational tools. Think about it. In the 1990s, we relied entirely on chalkboards and heavy textbooks. In the 2010s, we adapted to smartboards and having the open internet in the classroom. Now, in 2026, we are integrating AI assistants and focusing heavily on digital literacy. This isn't a sci-fi takeover. It's just the newest, most powerful tool in our teaching toolkit.
So if there is absolutely one single thing you take away from this explainer today, let it be this. You are not being replaced. The authentic human connection, the empathy you show a struggling student, your ability to inspire a classroom, there is no algorithm on earth that can replicate that. Instead, teachers who learn to use AI responsibly and ethically will simply become more effective, efficient educators.
Let's return to that core mantra from DepEd Order Number 003 one last time. AI supports teachers, it does not replace teachers. By navigating the ethical boundaries, fiercely protecting our learners' data, and keeping your human judgment right at the center of the classroom, you can harness this incredible technology safely and powerfully.
The guidelines are finally in place, the ethical boundaries are crystal clear, and these powerful new tools are right there at your fingertips. So the only question left is this. Will you just let the future of education happen to you, or will you use AI to actively and responsibly empower your teaching tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and here's to the human-centered classroom. Catch you next time.